Hello, welcome back. Today we've got another £200 worth of 10p's we're hunting through. We've got one bag of bags and a second bag of sealed bags, so we get to see which results with the better finds. We are after those alphabet 10p's, ideally from 2019, because we've never finished a 2019 book. We have got A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M, N, O, R, T, U, V and X. So the last 7, the magnificent 7, which we can't find. 2018, we are 1 coin off of finishing our second book in the same run that we've not completed to 2019. We need H for Houses of Parliament, because otherwise we are complete. So let's get into these bags, see what we find. Okay then, whilst the coin hunt is ongoing, I'm going to be responding to some of the comments recently left on my videos. So if you get a random heart and a like, that is me adding it into my bank of comments to use for these Q&A videos. We start with Jortheo, who says, any idea why they stopped circulated commemoratives after 2016? We've had some commemoratives in the 50p's. I granted no £2 coins. It's all down to the demand. So there's been very little demand for £2 coins recently. Although we have this week, well last week I guess, now that's the weekend, had the mintage figures come out for 2022, which are a bit surprising, I must confess. We've had a second year of £2 coins circulating, and they're Britannias. So I don't know why in 2 years worth of circulating Britannias they've not included any commemoratives. It somewhat blows my mind. I get that when there's no demand, like there has been for between 2017, 18, 19 and 20, no £2 coins were needed to be struck for circulation. So of course no commemoratives will go out that year on that coin, but in 2 successive years where we've had demand for them, none of them have gone out into circulation. It might be a case that they're trying to add more Britannia definitives, because that is the new definitive, and balance out compared to the amount of technologies in circulation. And maybe once there's an even balance, then they would consider putting more commemoratives out there. But I think it's a real shame, because we've had some lovely £2 coins in the last 2 years that haven't gone into circulation. Football Shirts Limited says, how many coins are having football-like design? It's only that from 96. There is the 1996 European Championship £2 coin. It's a lovely coin, real standout out of all of those old single metal £2 coins. Other football ones, the FA Cup £2 coin in 2022, I think that was. That's a football related one. Olympic football, the offside rule. Otherwise, oh, there's the Pride of England Lionesses £5 coin that came out this year, and I would imagine another one that will come out next year, potentially for reaching the finals of the Women's World Cup. Maybe not, because they didn't win, but who knows. Anyway, I think that might be all of the football ones off the top of my head that I can recall. There probably will be other ones. I'm just trying to think of the alphabet 10p's. I don't think there's any football ones in there, which does surprise me actually. So I think that's it, but I'm sure someone will point out in the comments if I've missed any out. Elite oh no, not Elite, Eltel Boy, so it's ETELBOY. I apologise, I don't know how to pronounce that properly. How do you feel with the push towards centralised digital banking, meaning the future of your hobby could no longer exist? I think it's a very common misconception that a cashless society will lead to no coin collecting. Even if tomorrow we turned into a cashless society, we will still see plenty of coins being produced by the Royal Mint. Just look at how many coins they produce which don't get circulated. The sovereigns, the Royal Tudor beasts, the music legends, all of the commemorative £2 coins since 2016 haven't gone into circulation. So the Royal Mint will still produce coins for collectors to purchase, celebrating great British people, institutions and themes. So we will still get new coins, and added to that the fact that if you think about how many people collect pre-decimal coins, they haven't been used since 1971, which is a long time ago. People still collect hammered coins, which haven't been produced since, was it James I they started billing all our coins from. So just because they're not being used, there still be a market for collectors and a market to sell and purchase those coins. If you think that just because we don't use coins in general if we don't use a specific coin for trading or paying of goods and services, that they're not collectible. I think you're misguided there. Paul Hoskins says, have you been affected by any bank closures in your area, Christopher? So yes, the last bank on my high street closed last December, which is a bit of a bind, but that's fine. I'm not a million miles from another bank, but I do feel bad for people that are otherwise impacted. So that the branch of the bank that I used to work at, that has now closed. It closed not an awful long time after I stopped working there. Which then left myself and anyone else who were banking with that particular bank living in Basingstoke the choice to have to drive 20 minutes down the road to Reading or 20 minutes down the road to Alton to get to our nearest branch, which isn't great, especially because over weekends they don't do cash transactions as well with the counters. So if you were going to buy a car at the weekend and you wanted the cash to go buy it, you'd have to somehow get 20 minutes down the road, 20 minutes back on a weekday in working hours, which isn't great for those of us that work Monday to Friday. So I must admit, I'll get off my soapbox in a moment, but having worked in the banking industry, having worked customer facing in practically all the jobs I've worked in, the idea that you could open your shop, your bank, your whatever it is, but then not serve people in opening hours blows my mind. And I would hate to, if I put my feet into the shoes of those cashiers when they were first told, we are going to be open on a Saturday, but we won't be doing cash. I'd be like, well, what's the point then? What is the point? Imagine coming in, you open a bank account, can't pay any money in over the counter. It just baffles me, absolutely baffles me. Right, anyway, before I get too ranty, BVB Insane, one vanity. Oh, before this is a point I feel I need to go back and just put across that I don't blame the cashiers for doing that. I don't even blame the bank managers for doing that. I blame head offices. Those decisions, especially from my experience, are made by higher levels of management who have no idea what it's like to work customer facing. So I wouldn't ever take it out on the cashiers at all. Right, anyway. BVB Insane, one vanity says, my NHS silver coin was numbered over 2,500 even though I bought it 30 minutes after release, and 12 hours later it was still showing as available to buy, so they didn't sell very quickly. That's a tough one to answer. So if the COA number has any correlation to your order, so if you place the order first you get number 1, if you place it second you get number 2, obviously it won't be, the lowest numbers get reserved and given to dignitaries and people involved in the projects and things like that. If it did work that way and you got number 2,500 after buying it 30 minutes after the release, they sold 2,500 of them within 30 minutes, that sounds good to me. But it's always a bit of a slow burn with some of the coins, and that's just the way it is. So again, I don't know how impactful how quickly you buy a coin results in the lower number of your COA, the certificate of authenticity, and I would imagine it might have some bearance. If you were to, obviously if you bought it on the first day, you're probably going to get a lower number than if you bought it a week after they came out. But I don't know minute by minute how early you order the coin results in a lower COA number. And again, none of it seems to have any impact, because other than, again, in the batches that they're minted in, the COA numbers doesn't mean if you got number 1700, that's not the 1700th coin that was minted. I think from my understanding is that they mint the batch of coins, they get moved on to the next part of the packaging and processing and putting in the bits of paper and bump and things. It's done sort of in batches. So, and again, it depends how they store them. They might not even store them in a chronological order. It might just be, right, there's another batch done, stick it on top of the last ones. So yeah, it would be fascinating to know the ins and outs of how that works, I must agree. Tigger Later says, rip off, £70 for coin that size, not even worth the gold value. That was a 1/8 gold sovereign that I showed off a long time ago. So with things that are like this, so things that aren't produced by the Royal Mint, lots of other companies produce coins for different parts of the world, these little little islands, pokey little places around the world that they make money by leasing the rights for a company to strike coins in the name of them, because they need a denomination and a country of issuance to be a class as a coin. With things like that, I wouldn't always look down my nose at people that buy those kind of things, because if it's of a theme that's of real interest to you, then what's the harm? It is by all definition a coin. So if they released, I don't know, the North Sandwich Islands released a range of Peppa Pig coins, that's not going to get me excited. I'm probably not going to buy that. But if the East Sandwich Islands, let's say East, West, North, whatever it is, Sandwich Islands, if they released a Grand Admiral Thrawn coin, I would be tempted to buy that purely because he's one of my favourite Star Wars characters. And he's quite a niche character, although maybe not very soon, but one of the more niche characters that I've loved for a long time. So I would be 100% behind buying one of those coins, because again, it depends if you're buying as an investment, or if these companies are selling these coins as an investment, saying that they're indicating or hinting that they're going to go up in value, that they're very rare and that you need to buy them now, otherwise it's going to be sold out in 30 seconds time. That is misleading and you should be told off for that. They should be told off for that. But if you see a coin that you like the look of, or it's something that you enjoy and you want to add to your collection for collecting purposes, then why not? If that's what you want to collect, that's what you want to collect. So equally with this coin, it was a tiny coin. It was I think it was even tinier than my little pinky fingernail. I thought it was amazing the amount of detail that they managed to get onto that coin. So for that purpose, I thought it was an extraordinary coin. I think I've got two of them on my shelf. So I did think they were very cool. Anyway, enough being said, let's get back to the coins. Well then, that hunt didn't go particularly well, did it? We've got 1 territory 10 pence, Jersey 2010, and a 5 pence piece, which is not extraordinary, it's just not a 10p. So I've been did that at 5p potentially, but I'm not going to go and count every single 10 pence to see how many were in that bag. But yeah, slim pickings. So you'll have to let me know in the comments what your favourite find of this week has been, in lieu of me not finding an awful lot. I hope the Q&A was more exciting than the hunt was today, but there we go. Links as ever in the description of this video to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come over and join that. There's also links to my other social media channels, to my PO Box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, who I work for as my day job making videos for them, so please do check them out as well. All it leaves me to now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!